Hey guys, it's Denise. I'm back. I know you guys are looking at this video like, she's recorded and uploaded another video this week. What the hell has gotten into her? Well, it's autumn, and I don't know about you guys, but it's my favorite season. That's like the census here that every one of us has to and really enjoy autumn. And for me, it feels like I get like this big burst of fucking energy in the especially beginning of autumn. It's just like I'm alive. I get a little bit more creative. I want to go out. I want to hang. I want to see people. In the winter months, we already talked about that. I get a little bit depressed. In the summer months, down because it's too hot to be out sweating and everything amongst everybody. But in the autumn time, it's just like I'm happier. Yep. Anyway, guys, this video is going to be my summer wrap up. My summer favorites is currently uploading. So it's Wednesday when I'm recording this. I also have quite a few other videos I need to do. I need to do an influencer unboxing. I need to upload my Ipsy unboxing. The new Ipsy bag is gonna come soon. I got other stuff that I bought for my birthday. I want to show you guys what I bought for my birthday. At least one video a week at least. And I want to talk about my TBR, and I want to talk about 31 horror films in 31 days again. But yeah, right now we're gonna talk about books because I haven't talked about the books that I've read in months, I feel like, on this channel or whatever. So I have my tea. Hopefully I don't ramble a lot, even though I've already rambled for 3 minutes. Another new mug from Walmart, Pumpkin Spice Life. And yeah, I'm currently burning Sweater Weather. Bath and Body Works lover know about Sweater Weather. But yeah, so let's get right into it. These books are in no particular order. I can't really remember for the most part what month I completed this book in, but all of these books were read between May up until yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. This book, I'm going to talk about it first because it was the one I did not like of the summer. And it's also, it should have been in my fails video, but I'm not going to upload that because it was just me crying over the loss of my dog. We had to put her down. She was extremely sick, and I just didn't want to upload a video of me ugly crying, and I'm not going to talk too much about it now because then every time I think about her, I cry. So we're not going to talk about that. And it was me talking about my job and my car, and we've already discussed that in other videos, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about this right now. And I did not like this book. And it has me second guessing whether I actually truly enjoy this particular author. He's extremely popular here on the YouTubes. He's had 2 movies already, and if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna have one of his other books turned into another movie, and that is just John Green. In the book is Paper Towns. But I did not care for it. I did not care for the characters. The story was an okay story. Like, it wasn't the best or whatever. I didn't feel invested in these characters. I did not like Margot. I could not, that's her name, right? Yeah, Margot Roth Spiegelman. I did not like her. What is the main character's name? Quentin. I was turned off the bat from Quentin because at 9 years old, I can't remember. I don't have the book here with me. We'll talk about that after I talk about this. But he was using words that I don't know if any 9-year-olds are actually using. And I'm like, that's just John Green's big ass brain. Just, he writes a lot of pretentious characters. I don't know. Did anybody get that but me? Like, or maybe I'm just not as bright or whatever as I like to think I am. But I don't know. I don't care. I bought that entire box set back in 2012 when Barnes & Noble had it on sale, and the only book I like is Tiffios, and I think I'm going to reread it again one day in the future and see if that changes, because I think it was just a hype and the fact that I love the characters that are going to play the characters in the movie. So we will visit that in the future. I did not like Looking for Alaska. I think the only one I have left is Abundance of Catherines, and a lot of people keep telling me that that's not good. I don't know. I really don't know. His stories are interesting, but I don't like his characters, so he's not a favorite author of mine. Sorry if you guys love John Green. I absolutely love John Green. I've been watching the Vlog Brothers since 2011. I love them. Hank and John are amazing. They're smart. I love them, but not so much the books. Sorry. And the reason I only have a dust jacket is because I read this and I finished it while I was at work. I do a lot of my reading at work. And I work at a hospital. I work in the float pool, so I work just about wherever they need extra help at. And I was in this particular unit, and the unit clerk saw me reading this and was asking questions. Oh, that's that movie that's coming out, and didn't he write that The Fault in Our Stars book? I really like that. I know read that book and said it's good, and would you mind if I borrow this? Now again, this is not my unit. I don't have a set, but while she's talking to me, and I'm in my head, I'm thinking, please don't fucking ask for my book. I mean, I don't like this, but I don't want to part ways with it. Not with somebody I hardly know. Like, I can't just walk up to her and like, bitch, give me my book back. I mean, I can, but I want my job. But, yeah. Needless to say, I finished this 2 days before the movie aired. Gave it to her that very day. Like 2 minutes after I finished it, I just was like, while she was asking me in my head, I'm thinking like, tell her you rented it from the library. And I was like, oh shit, no library tags. Tell her you borrowed it from a friend. Just fucking tell her no. But no, word vomit. My mouth was like, yes. You can see it. She was like, oh, I see that look on your face, but don't worry, I'll have it read and you can come back. I'm switching to day shifts, and so you can come back. I'll be here next Sunday. And I didn't work that next Sunday, but the next day I went in, every day I went in. Every fucking day. I have not seen her or this book. Never, ever, ever giving out my books again. Whether I like them or I don't like them, that will not happen again. So yeah, that's that little story. But this book, The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, this took me 5 long months to read. I admit I went weeks without picking it up, but when I picked it up and I was getting into it, I just could not, you know, hold on to it. Like right now, me holding this with one hand hurts like hell. It's a heavy ass book, but this book is so good. I give it a 5 star rating, and I'm going to pick up the rest of them really soon. Next book I'm going to talk about is Anya's Ghost. I love that name, Anya. When I wanted to have kids, I wanted all my kids to have A names, and Anya is a really, I can't remember what I gave it the rating. I think it might have been a 4. Again, I'll annotate it down below. I don't quite remember, but I do know I really enjoyed this, and I will read this again in the future. This is really good. So if you guys are looking into this book, definitely give it a go. The next book I read was a book I listened to via audiobook, and also with my swap that I had this summer. She bought it for me because this was her favorite, she said, and it was a really good book. And that is just The First Grave on the Right by Brenda Jones. And you will see me speak on the second grave on the left or something like that, because that's the one book I know for sure that I'm reading in October, because it just became available online. This follows Charlie Davison. She's a private eye, and she solves like murder mysteries, and she solves those murder mysteries because she can fucking see ghosts. I say fuck a lot, and you guys are probably gonna notice that in the latest videos that I'm cursing a lot. I'm getting more comfortable. Before I was just like, no one's gonna like me if I curse. I curse a lot in my everyday life, and I'm sorry if you're offended by that. That's just me. I should have put that little statement out there a while ago. But yeah, she sees ghosts, and so she can help solve their murder cases pretty much. And this was just so good. You're just getting to know her, and it had an awesome love interest. It was kind of weird, but it was pretty good. I mean, the love interest, that part was weird. The whole book was good. I think I gave this a 4.5. I believe. I'll check Goodreads when I edit. Another book I read to talk about is a series that I started a couple years ago, and surprisingly I'm still only on like book, I think this is book 4, and I'm still really enjoying this book. I really enjoy these characters. I really enjoy this world, and this particular author is, you guys can see it, I might as well show you, but it's Archangel's Consort by Missdnice, and I won't tell you about this because, for one, I don't remember all the gory details of this, but this is just following Elena, and she is a, what do they call it, a guild hunter, and she pretty much hunts vampires. Like, in this world there are angels and vampires and all of that good stuff, all the stuff that I love. Changes, like I said, this is the 4th book, and I believe I gave this a 4-star. It isn't my favorite. The 1st and the 3rd were my favorite. This, I'm trying to think. No, this is the 3rd. Because I'm reading the 4th. I'm currently, it was one of the books I picked up. Oh God, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. This is the 3rd book. So I take this back. This and the 1st book are my absolute faves so far. The 4th book, or whatever number book it is that I'm reading out of this damn series, I'm kind of having a hard time getting into it because it's not starting off with Elena. It's starting off with one of the other side characters, and I don't really care for this particular character that much. It's not going to be all about him, I'm more than positive, but I just want more of Elena and Raphael. And yes, book I want to talk about is my favorite book I read in the summer months. Like, I'm not even talking about the 2 that I read in September. This is the favorites. It was supposed to be my favorite video. I talked about how I recorded that video 3 times, and I talked about it in the other 2 times I recorded that. But the 2nd time, I just totally forgot talking about books. I don't know what the hell happened. I totally fucking forgot to talk about books, and I apologize. But this was my favorite book that I read from May to August, and that is Crust by Marissa Meyer. This is the 3rd installment of the Lunar Chronicles, and it did not fail. So good. It's so much better than Scarlet to me. I couldn't really get into Scarlet, her character, that much. I really love Cinder. I really enjoyed this book. It's 5 out of 5 stars. If you guys haven't picked up the Lunar Chronicle, definitely pick that up. While we're on the subject, I don't have this particular, but I also read Ferris. I will put a picture. I usually put them right here. I read Ferris, and that's just following Queen Lavanna, and it tells her story, how she became who she became, or better yet, how she just don't give a damn because she was just. It's a book that honestly you don't have to read if you want to continue this. You don't have to rush out and buy it. You don't have to. Nonetheless, I think I gave it a 3-star, which is the lowest I gave any book out of the Lunar Chronicles series, and I'm pretty sure fucking Winter is gonna get like a 10-star rating. But yeah. You guys know why I love Winter. It just makes my little heart smile. So yeah, that's enough of talk of the Lunar Chronicles. Like I said, I did not have Ferris. I rented it from the Overdrive library, and it was a 3-star rating. It wasn't the best. You don't have to read it. You really just, yeah. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about are the comic books. Now, I was committing like a comic book fan stan by calling all of those babies graphic novels. They are not graphic novels. This is a graphic novel. Stuff like I'm about to show you here, those are comics, but they're just in the trade paperback. So thanks, YouTube, always teaching me things. Yeah, but the first book I want to talk about, again, they're in no particular order. I can't remember which one I read first. I will tell you my favorite. The first book is Miss Marvel Generation Y, and this is volume 2 in the Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel series, and it's just following Kamala Khan. She is a Pakistani, right? I can't remember. It's on the first one or whatever. Teenager, and she gets these superpowers, and it's such a fun book. Love it. This is the first of any book that I've read following a Muslim person of color character, and I love it so very much. If you guys are not reading Miss Marvel's comic books, what is wrong with you? I'm waiting on volume 3. I don't know if somebody said they come out every 6 weeks or every 6 months. I can't remember. I'm just here for it when it comes out. 5-star rating. The next one I read is the divine, the wicked, the divine. I'm sorry, I'm reading the bottom first like a crazy person. This was my least favorite of all the comic books I read this year, and not that I did not like it, it's just I don't know what I expected from it. I read the synopsis, I knew what it was about. It had to do with gods and goddesses or whatever, and that's my thing, but I don't know. It was good. I think I gave it a 4-star. So that doesn't mean that I hated it. It's just not amongst my favorites. So this follows gods and goddesses who are reincarnated every so many years. I can't think of how many years they're reincarnated. And in this particular year, they come back as like superstars, and shit happens. People die. Goddesses and gods. Yeah, powers. That stuff. Because I can't explain it. I think a 4-star rating is what I gave that. The next and the final comic book that I read this summer, that is my absolute favorite. And this is, you've already heard me talk about the other comic book. They are my favorite. I think the reason why I really enjoy this comic book, not because it's like kick-ass girl power type of comic books. I mean, that is the main reason. But the other reason on top of that is that one character in that book reminds me of me. But yeah, it's this. Rat Queens Volume 2, The Far-Reaching Tentacles of that word there. 5 plus 5 plus 5-star rating. Just like Volume 1. It is amazing. D is me so much. If I were to dress up in any cosplay or for Halloween or any time, D is my first person I would ever dress up as. I'd be a plus size D, but whatever. Love it. If you guys haven't read Rat Queens, you guys definitely have to give it a try. I also read, it's a book by Freeman. It's the first book in his series. Oh God, I'll put a picture up here. I can't think of it. I'm just not equipped for this. I'm probably forgetting another book that I read online or listened to the audiobook, but whatever. I read that book. That book got a 4-star rating. It was just a murder mystery. That much I do remember about it. I'll leave the Goodreads link to it. Like I said, I'll put the picture up and then I'll leave the Goodreads link to it, and you guys can check that out. I rented that from Overdrive. The book I'm going to talk about is the first of 2 books I read, and the last 2 books I'm going to talk about in this extremely long video, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. You guys know her. It took me forever. This was the first Rainbow Rowell book that I bought, and I can't believe I just now read it. I just can't believe it. When I talk to people, this isn't among their favorites. They like it, but this isn't among their favorite. I loved this book. I enjoy Rainbow Rowell as an author. She writes characters that are complex, but that are not too complex. Like, for me, I can kind of click. I kind of get Kath. I understand her. She reminds me of myself. I think this is why I love this book so much. Is Kath reminded me so much of myself. So much. Like, she's very introverted. She's stuck in her little world, which is Simon and Baz and her fan fiction or whatever. And she's used to everything being how it is. And when people start to veer off and do other things, get a little closed off. And I mean, and that's me. I can honestly admit that is me. I do that quite a lot. I like to stay in my little bubble. When things happen, I just kind of withdraw and chill and relax, and everything usually works its way out or whatever. But I really enjoyed this, and Levi is amazing. Of course, he's a really awesome book boyfriend. Like, he's in my top 10. I have probably like I enjoyed the naming of the character because Kath has a twin, and it's lazy of their mother in the story, but it's so funny. She was originally it wasn't supposed to be twins. It was just supposed to be one baby, and her mother delivered 2 babies. She had the name Catherine picked out for her, and when she delivered 2 babies, she was just too fucking lazy to think of a second name, Katie or Christina or something. She decided to name one Kath and the other one Ren. And I promised on everything I love the entire time I was reading, because you don't even get that in the beginning of the book. I think you get that maybe like a quarter of the way through, maybe a little bit further. And as many times as it said Kath and Ren, I never put it together. Told Levi about the naming, and I bust out laughing. I was reading this at work, and people always look at me funny because I'm always laughing or crying or shaking my head or getting angry and slamming a book down. I cracked up. That was just so freaking funny to me. I enjoyed Simon and Bass. I'm not really invested in them, but I am going to read Carry On because, like I said, Rainbow Rowell is writing it, and it's just, I really like Rainbow Rowell. I'm not even gonna lie, I really do. I didn't think I would because I thought she was just gonna be an overhyped author, but Fangirl just sealed the deal for me. I gave this a 4.5-star rating. I remember that for a fact because I just finished it a few days ago. Only reason it's not a 5-star because it had an open ending. I don't like those kind of stories. I like those kind of stories when the author, you know for a fact, or you hope that the author is going to continue writing about this series, these particular characters, but I know she's not going to write anymore about Levi and Kath and Ren or any. I just know in my heart of hearts that she's not going to write anymore, and I wanted a little bit more closure than I got, and so that's the only reason I didn't give this book a 5-star rating. The only reason. The other book, I'm going to insert a picture of it, but I just finished that about a day and a half ago, 2 days ago, while I was at work, and that was Archer's Voice. I promise every time I talked about that book I want to say Asher. Again, I thank Melody and the lovely ladies over at Let's Talk Books, and 1 or 2 more people have told me just to go ahead and read that fucking book, and I didn't read it. I downloaded it last year, and Melody was the main person. She's here. She's from Bookcrafter. Just her and Betsy, they're my favorite. I don't talk to them as much as I used to. I miss you ladies. If you're watching this, I miss you guys. But I love them. They love this book, and I should have trusted. I gave it a 5-star rating. Only problem I had with Archer's Voice, everything was just too perfect for me. I still gave it a 5-star rating, but everything, I went in not knowing anything about it. I didn't read the synopsis. Melody told me that she loved it. I immediately downloaded it for like $2-3 or something like that, and then ladies at Let's Talk Books reviewed it, and then they told me to read it, and I just let months go by. I read it in like it was about a good 5 hours total or whatever, but I split it up over a couple of days. And if you guys want something that's really quick, really fast-paced, if you do like stories that are perfect, even when everything is going wrong, it's still perfect. You already know what's going to happen. Like, I knew what was going to happen. What is it? The prologue. I knew how the story was going to end. You know it. But it's still such a good story on the in-between. Definitely give Archer's Voice a try. Yes, 5 out of 5-star rating. I'm definitely going to give more of Mia Sheridan, that's her name. Mia Sheridan a try, like more of her books. Yeah, guys, that is it. Those were all the books I believe that I read. I'll leave maybe a little bit of space, and where I don't talk about anything. And if I read anything else that I forgot to mention, because that happens, brain farts, I will insert a picture. But I believe those were all the books I read this summer. Not a lot. Some of you guys read all of that in a month. I used to read all of this in a month. Yeah, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.